Good morning, everybody. This is Hargis with Hargis Horsemanship, and I appreciate you guys joining me again this morning for the Ranch Road. Today I want to visit you guys a little bit about a lot of questions that we get regarding our clinics. In fact, I just got one the other day from some folks up in Northeast Texas area. That's where I'm originally from, Northeast Texas, a little town of Sulphur Springs. And we were asked if we were going to do a clinic up in that area. And the answer is yes, but let me just give you guys an example or an explanation of how the clinic thing works. We're usually asked to go to different horse expos and things like that throughout the country, and we do that all the time. And then the other times when we're invited to go to clinics, it's just that. It has to come from an invitation first. In other words, we start off with an invitation, and basically I have to be hosted. So someone asks us to do a clinic, let's say in Gilmer, Texas. Someone in Gilmer will contact us and let us know that they would be interested in us doing a clinic. And as long as we have a host and a venue, we are tickled to death to go. So of course we love to do clinics. In fact, that's probably one of the things that I enjoy the most. It's a lot more interactive. As much as I enjoy speaking to large crowds at horse expos, the clinics to me are much more of an intimate environment. We can focus more specifically on issues that are most concerning to the horse owners. And sometimes our clinics, and actually most of the time our clinics, are theme oriented. You know, I made a reputation many years ago in the ranch horse versatility thing. And because of that, a lot of our clinics used to be focused on ranch horse versatility, ranch riding, ranch trail, ranch cutting, working ranch horse. Those were the things that we kind of specialized in. So we had a lot of clinic requests for those. The problem with that, though, is that, to be honest, we have a lot of folks that want to do an advanced clinic only to find out that they're not quite there yet. They're not advanced. And I don't mean that negatively by any stretch of imagination. But sometimes we're asking ourselves to do things a little bit too far above our pay grade, so to speak. So a lot of times our clinics will focus on what I refer to as nothing beyond the basics. And I can't emphasize to you how much emphasis I put on that. I don't care what it is. If it's going to be doing stuff with a cow, working ranch horse, ranch trail, ranch riding, western pleasure, reining, no matter what you do, and I know you guys have heard this 1,000 times probably, but no matter what, you've got to have a rock solid foundation. And I'm going to say this with all due respect. There's a boatload of clinicians out there that are problem solvers. How to get the horse to load in the trailer, or how to get a horse to stop bucking, or how to get a horse to stop pulling back. All those things are great. I'm proud for those guys that specialize in problem solving. The reality is that's like putting a Band-Aid on a situation. The reality is, and this is why we focus on what I refer to as nothing beyond the basics, because all of those things are symptomatic of a lack of foundation, a lack of the basics, a lack of the fundamentals. When you put those in place, all of your problems are solved. I mean, it's amazing to me whenever I talk to other, what I would call top hand trainers, we don't have the same problems that all these other people have. And I'm not saying that negatively against other folks by any stretch of imagination, but the reality is, why don't we have those problems? Because we take care of the basics very early. We understand how important that rock solid foundation is. And without that foundation, things begin to fall apart later on. And some of those things can be pretty horrific. Horses that buck, horses that rear, horses that pull back. All of those things are symptoms of a lack of foundation. So the majority of our clinics today, we focus on not problem solving or all the other stuff. We focus on the basics, and we make sure that people understand that. For example, one of the things that amazes me is what we call, you know, the holy grail to some people is the flying lead change, the old, so difficult, unobtainable flying lead change. And the reality is the flying lead change is nothing more than just some little bitty simple basic steps that we put into place really starting before we ever get in the saddle. We start teaching the horses how to respect their body parts, so to speak. In other words, how to isolate their body parts so that we can stabilize the shoulders and move the hips, so that we can maintain straightness and yet cant the body. Those things are taught on the ground. Therefore, the very first ride you put on a colt, you might just be able to sit up there and put a leg on him, and all of a sudden he moves his hip over. Well, that would be pretty advanced for some people. But the reality is, that's part of ground training. That's part of halter training. When you do that early, then by the time you get to that 2-year-old and you're out there loping circles and you ask for a simple lead change, the horse just gives it to you because the foundation is there. It's nothing new. It's basically like getting your horse started, that really good rock solid foundation, like a kid going to kindergarten. But better yet, to have your kid prepared for kindergarten, what if we started reading and pointing things out in pictures and photos and talking more clearly to those children early? Therefore, when they go to kindergarten, they're big time prepared. By the time they go to first grade, it's a piece of cake for them. In other words, they've been taught how to learn and they seek out the right answers. That is fundamental training. So our clinics really focus on that, putting those basics into place so that we can avoid all the other problems that we may encounter, and so that we can prepare those horses for those really quote-unquote difficult tasks, such as flying lead changes, or really, really good stops, or a lot of really nice softness in their horses' faces, shoulders, rib cage, and hind end. All of those are basics. So we focus on those at our clinics, we focus on those at our ranch. But here's what I'd love you guys to do. Go to our website and check out our clinics page. We have some clinics on there that are already booked. I think our next one that we're doing is November the 1st through the 3rd. It's at the Brave Horse facility in San Antonio. And we've had several other inquiries of late about whether or not we would do a clinic in East Texas, whether or not we would do a clinic in Idaho, whether or not we would do a clinic in the Northeast. The answer to those questions is yes. And if you'd like more information on how to get us to come to your home area to do a clinic, then just please go visit our website, click on that clinics page. It'll go through there to how to host a clinic, all the steps that you need to do so. And of course, my wife and I will be more than happy to help you guys out in organizing one of those. So if you don't mind, just check that out for us. And as always, thank you guys so much for joining us on the Ranch Road. And by golly, let's get out, get this gate open, and get up there and getting to ride some horses. Hope you guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you again soon. This is Van Hargis with Van Hargis Horsemanship.